Have you ever wondered why everyday tasks seem harder than they used to be? Perhaps carrying groceries requires more effort. Perhaps climbing stairs leaves you breathing a little heavier. Maybe getting out of a low chair isn't quite as easy as it was 10 years ago. Most people assume this is simply what aging looks like. And while aging certainly changes the body, there's another possibility many seniors never consider. What if your body isn't getting enough of one of the most important nutrients it needs to stay strong? What if the weakness, slower recovery, and loss of strength that many people accept as normal aging are being accelerated by something surprisingly simple? Protein. Now this may sound strange. After all, when you were 30, you probably worried far more about protein than you do today. Protein shakes, protein bars, fitness magazines, gym culture. Protein seemed to be everywhere. Yet the surprising truth is that after 60, protein may actually become even more important than it was when you were younger. Why? Because your body is no longer the same body it once was. And understanding this fact could help you stay stronger, healthier, and more independent for years to come. Reason 1. Protein helps protect your muscles. Let's begin with one of the most important realities of aging. After age 60, most adults naturally begin losing muscle mass. This process happens gradually, year after year, often so slowly that people don't notice it at first. But eventually the effects become obvious. Walking becomes harder, balance becomes less stable, strength decreases. Everyday activities require more effort. Here's the surprising part. Even if your weight stays the same, your muscle mass may still be shrinking. Many people focus only on the number on the scale, but the scale doesn't tell the whole story. Imagine two men who both weigh 180 pounds. One has maintained strong muscles. The other has lost significant muscle and gained body fat. The scale shows the same number, yet their health, strength, and mobility may be completely different. Let's talk about Michael. At 71, Michael hadn't gained much weight over the years. He assumed everything was fine. Then he noticed carrying luggage during a family trip felt surprisingly difficult. Simple yard work exhausted him. His doctor explained that muscle loss, not weight gain, was becoming a problem. One of the first recommendations? Increase protein intake, because muscles require protein to maintain themselves. Without adequate protein, the body struggles to repair and preserve valuable muscle tissue. Think of protein as construction material. Without enough building materials, maintenance stops. And over time, structures weaken. The same thing happens inside your body. Reason 2. Protein helps prevent frailty and falls. One of the greatest fears many older adults have is losing independence, not because of age itself, but because of what can happen when strength declines. A simple stumble, a loss of balance, a fall. Suddenly life can change dramatically. This is where protein becomes incredibly important. Strong muscles help stabilize the body. They help support balance. They help you react quickly when you lose footing. Without adequate muscle strength, even small challenges become larger risks. Consider Margaret. Margaret was 76 and had always considered herself healthy. But over time, she noticed increasing difficulty climbing stairs. She began avoiding certain activities, not because she wanted to, because she no longer felt confident. Her legs felt weaker. Her balance seemed less reliable. After working with a nutrition professional, she realized her protein intake was surprisingly low. Most of her meals consisted of toast, soup, and small portions. Once she began prioritizing protein, along with regular activity, she gradually regained strength and confidence. The lesson? Protein doesn't just help build muscle. It helps preserve the physical capabilities that allow you to live independently. Reason 3. Protein supports recovery and healing. Have you noticed that your body doesn't recover quite as quickly as it once did? A long walk leaves you sore longer. A minor injury takes more time to heal. Even physical activity may require additional recovery. This is a common experience after 60, and protein plays a major role in the recovery process. Every day your body repairs tissues, rebuilds cells, maintains muscles, supports healing. These processes depend heavily on protein. Let's look at Robert. Robert loved gardening. At age 73, he remained active, but he noticed that after a day in the yard, soreness lingered much longer than before. His recovery seemed slower every year. When he improved his protein intake throughout the day, he noticed gradual improvements. He still felt his age, but his body seemed more resilient, more capable, better able to bounce back from activity. Aging doesn't eliminate the body's ability to repair itself, but it does make proper nutrition increasingly important. Reason 4. Protein helps maintain a strong immune system. Most people associate protein with muscles, but protein does much more than that. It also plays an important role in supporting your immune system. And after 60, maintaining a strong immune system becomes increasingly important. Your immune system works tirelessly to protect you. Every day it identifies threats, repairs damage, supports recovery. These complex processes require nutrients, including protein. Let's talk about Susan. At 69, Susan focused mostly on vitamins. She believed vitamins were the key to immunity. While vitamins certainly matter, she learned that protein was equally important. Her healthcare provider explained that many components of the immune system rely on protein to function effectively. This changed the way she viewed nutrition. She stopped thinking about protein as something only athletes needed. Instead, she began seeing it as something every aging body depends on. Because strength isn't only about muscles, it's also about resilience. Reason 5. Protein helps you stay independent longer. Imagine two people in their 70s. Both are the same age. Both have similar medical histories. Yet one remains active, mobile, and independent. The other struggles with everyday tasks. Why? There are many factors, but muscle preservation is often one of the biggest, and muscle preservation depends heavily on protein. Think about everything independence requires: getting out of bed, standing from a chair, carrying groceries, walking through stores, traveling, playing with grandchildren, maintaining your home. These activities all require strength, and strength depends on muscle. Let's consider James. At 78, James noticed he increasingly relied on others for tasks he once handled easily. He wasn't seriously ill. He simply felt weaker. Over time, he improved both his activity level and his nutrition. One of the most important changes was increasing protein intake. Several months later, he found himself doing more independently again. The confidence that returned was just as valuable as the physical improvements. Because independence isn't merely physical, it's emotional. It's the freedom to live life on your own terms. Reason 6. Why eating enough protein isn't always enough after 60. This final point surprises many people. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. In other words, the amount that worked when you were May 30th not work as effectively when you're 70. This doesn't mean you need extreme diets. It doesn't mean eating enormous portions, but it does mean paying closer attention. Many seniors unintentionally consume most of their protein at dinner, while eating very little at breakfast or lunch. Others eat smaller portions overall due to reduced appetite. The result? Their bodies may not receive enough protein consistently throughout the day. Think of it this way. If you're trying to maintain a house, you don't deliver all the building materials once a day and expect repairs to happen continuously. Regular supply matters. The same principle applies to nutrition. Distributing protein throughout the day may help support muscle maintenance more effectively than consuming it all at one meal. Simple ways to increase protein every day. The good news is that improving protein intake doesn't have to be complicated. Add protein to breakfast. Include protein-rich foods at lunch. Choose nutritious snacks. Consider foods such as eggs, fish, poultry, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, lentils, nuts, and other protein-rich options that fit your dietary needs. Most importantly, focus on consistency. Small improvements repeated every day often create the biggest long-term results. If you're over 60, protein is no longer just a nutrient for athletes or bodybuilders. It's one of the most important tools for protecting strength, mobility, recovery, and independence. The goal isn't to look younger. The goal is to stay capable, to stay active, to stay confident, to continue doing the things you love for as long as possible. Now we'd love to hear from you. Do you think you're getting enough protein each day? Which meal is hardest for you to include protein in? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience may help someone else make a positive change. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.